Hello, my name is Matt Russell. This is my Unit 8 discussion post for MIS 607, Systems Analysis and Design. I'm discussing the topic of software development methodologies. Let's get in. Thank you all for watching. A software development methodology is really sort of a structured, planned way, a set way that a organization can deliver a piece of software. Generally it works in a team, but you can technically use a development methodology with individual developers, but generally it works with a team. So you've got all these different pieces of a puzzle in terms of developing an application in an organization. You've got the business stakeholders, you've got the developers, testers, etc. And so a software development methodology really helps to just kind of make the development process more structured, more efficient, and improve time to launch, decrease costs, and improve quality as well. So the first software development methodology I'm going to speak about is waterfall. It was sort of the first one to come around. It's called waterfall because all the steps travel in just a linear like waterfall motion. They all just go one step, two step, three step, four step, five step, six step, and you're done. The first is requirements, then design, development, test, deploy, and then maintain the application. Waterfall is thought of as being really good for like larger scale projects because all the steps can take as long as they need to. You can create during the requirement stage as much documentation as you need to. So for large projects, it really helps kind of know exactly what you're going to be working on, what the development team needs to work on, and all of that. However, it can be a little bit cumbersome, especially in the sense of responding to change, because you'd have to go all the way back to the beginning of the requirements stage to get new requirements if the organization requested any changes. So that's kind of where Agile came in. Agile stresses flexible response to change, continuous improvement, continuous evolution, and really adaptive planning. So Agile is an iterative development methodology, and it has 6 stages as well. It goes requirements, design, development, testing, deploy, and then review, and then those stages start over, and then they start over. And so during each sprint, a sprint is when a sprint is defined by when the development team thinks that they can deliver a small working piece of technology. So that every single sprint they go through those 6 stages, and then they iterate over them. And so they try to constantly improve, and that's really great for working with change, because when the organization requests change, that's fine. You can just work it into the next sprint or whenever they think that it needs to be worked on. So that really leads into Scrum. Well, Agile isn't really thought of as being great with large projects, because Agile is, they really stress not writing things down, not maintaining written documentation, just because it can take longer and really extend the development cycle. So that kind of leads into Scrum, which kind of bridges the gap, in my opinion, between Agile and Waterfall. Scrum brought a few really cool kind of elements to the development table. One being daily stand-up, where the organization works with or the business works with the developers every single morning. They talk about what they're going to work on that day, any roadblocks they're running into, and what they worked on since the last meeting. Then there's the sprint review, which is at the end of every sprint. They get together to see what they can do better, the development team does and the business does, and see just kind of what they can improve on. And then there's also the product backlog, which is sort of a prioritized list of development priorities or objectives, which really kind of helps bridge that gap between Agile, which doesn't really have any written requirements, and Waterfall, which can have a ton of written requirements. So the backlog is kind of a very tangible, this is what we need to work on type document, which really helps actually keep those large projects in check. So that's a software development methodology. There's also DevOps, which is kind of new, which stresses automatic continuous deployment between the development team and the operations team, but it's very new. And I really like Agile and Scrum more because it stresses that in-person sort of collaboration, which I think is really important. So again, my name is Matt Russell. This was my Unit 8 MIS 607 discussion post. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and thank you for watching.